Video to kind of just build off the back testing webinar yesterday and show you kind of the changes that I made with the set file to trade on my funded account this week. As you can see, I started on the 25th, had a 5% target hit, received my payout, started fresh on the account, and hit 5% again. So the way that I ended up choosing this strategy was first by obviously going to the leaderboard. I was using one of the daily strategies. Let's see. I think it was DL cover. So yeah, this one right here. So the first thing I wanted to do was to create some uniqueness for the account. So I downloaded the INI file for a 20K account. And I wanted to aim for 5% on that account. So just made sure I had everything chosen correctly. Once I downloaded that file, I went to MTP and used the optimizer tool there. So with the optimizer tool, the first thing that I tested for was for lot size and lot size multiplier variations. So I chose these two settings. I created a range. Currently, I can't remember what the range that I chose was. This might be it. But ultimately, it ended up creating 12 different INI files for me. So if we look at the reports parser, we can actually see what those 12 different files are. So once I created those files, I uploaded everything into the optimizer tool and let those tests just run. If you need any help with that, there is a video within Discord. To get this, you can either message me or your coach and then direct you to it. From these variations, I ended up choosing this strategy. I had a 100% pass rate over the past 12 weeks. Low average equity protector hits, low average to actually hit that target. So I went ahead and that's where I ran the strategy for this first leg here. I was overdue for a payout, so it was pretty easy to request it the very next day once I received it. And I think the very next day after that, I was able to load a strategy again. So it ended up working out time-wise. I was due for that payout. And after I received the payout, I wanted to create another variation of the set file so that way I could have some more uniqueness just in case. So what I did after that is I took that same set file that I used to actually trade this leg and basically added an entry delay to that. And so I loaded that set file in here, or that INI file, went back to the optimizer, and instead of creating variations for lot size amount and lot size multiplier, I used a variation of the entry delay. So I did have to turn my entry delay on first to do this and make an INI file for that. I did that within the strategy tester in the input section. All I did was turn on the entry delay under entry settings. So the next thing after that, after making that change, loading it in here, I basically created a range of delays. I think I started with 25 seconds up to 120 seconds. I don't remember exactly with the step of 15 seconds. And so when I did that, it created a variation of 6 different variations of that file, all with entry delays. So from this new batch, I then chose a new strategy. And so I ultimately ended up picking a strategy 3 here. You know, I had one more fail than the original file that I had, which had 0. But I still felt comfortable with it. Average days is pretty low average equity protector hits. So something I was comfortable using. I did create a report for it. And I did see a lot of passes, right? It only failed this one time at the beginning of the month. And so, yeah, I felt comfortable with that. I also went through the process of picking a week where it did hit equity protector a couple times, and took a little bit longer to pass. So I went ahead and loaded that into the strategy tester. I believe that date was on the 29th. Put it in visual mode and took that that file for a ride just to see what it looked like for it to actually hit equity protector a couple times and still recover the account. So on the webinar that we had, a big part of core component of that process was what is best for your psychology. And so I've always found knowing what it looks like for a strategy to actually take trades and build expectation of what it should be doing is key for psychology. So when I actually traded this account, this is for the second time that I use this set file, or the second variation. Titan X entered here with that variation of DL cover. And I wanted to point out this, that when I woke up the next day, or sometime during that next day, I was in about 2.5% profit, and I was tempted to close out the trade. I saw a reversal happening here, but on the higher time frame, it is a downtrend. But looking at my test results, I did notice that on average, it takes 2 days to hit that take profit. So that sort of put me at ease, and I felt comfortable just to continue on without intervening. And it's a good thing that I didn't, because it did hit my account take profit of 5%, and it did it down here. So this is just kind of me at this point here deciding, especially here, once I got up to here, I was like, you know, I'm just not going to intervene. I'm just going to let it play out. It did take 14 hours and I don't know, 19 points to get there. But the results match up with my back tested data, so there is really no reason to intervene in that process. So just wanted to highlight this, that 14 hours, whatever the time may be, that's a lot of time for your mind, for your behavior to play tricks on you, to get you to do things that deviate from the plan that you have set in place. But luckily in this situation, I was able to just override that, let it play out, and I was rewarded for doing that. So just something to keep in mind. I hope, going over this, documenting this process is helpful for everybody. It doesn't really take too much to actually add uniqueness to your strategy. The optimizer is doing this for us. It's just a matter of getting comfortable and used to the tools, and then choosing from what the data is telling us, choosing a file based off of that. All of this is useful, and you can apply this immediately to your process for your funded accounts, or any uniqueness you need to add to your strategies.